Howdy do, y'all. For no reason, I felt it necessary to make a video of some of my favorite albums. They're in no particular order except, they're grouped in bands, and they go from, I guess, most recent release to like the oldest release. But I don't have all of each one of these bands' albums, so whatever. Anyways, I'm gonna start from this end actually. So this one. So I guess we'll be going from most recent release to oldest release now. Whatever. This is Cream's first album, Fresh Cream. Some fucking super original tracks on here. If you haven't heard it, you're missing out. It's the back of it. And then of course I have their fucking Disraeli Gears album as well. It's got like all of their famous shit on it, Sunshine You Love, whatever. I don't think it's as good as the Fresh Cream album, but it's still dope. And then of course I have motherfucking Moving Pictures, and I actually just realized these are in the wrong order here. But arguably Rush's most popular album, Tom Sawyer on it, whatever. I think Camera Eye is probably the dopest track on the whole thing. I don't know how these got mixed up like this. And then Permanent Waves, which is my favorite Rush album. The whole thing's fucking dope. Natural Science, without a doubt, makes the whole album. And then this one of my personal favorites, motherfucking Tenacious D's self-titled debut. And it's actually light because it's in my CD player right now because I listen to it so often. Dude, every track on it's dope. It's funny. It's groovy. Dave Grohl slams drums the whole fucking track, or the whole album on every track. I think every track at least. And then of course, Rise of the Phoenix, another great Tenacious D album. Dave Grohl to these as well. Just fucking, I don't know if their drum sounds are natural or not, but they got some really nice sounds. And then this is a band called At the Drive-In, fucking Relationship Relationship of Command. I thought it was In Command. One of their most popular albums too. Great all the way through. All of these are great all the way through. All of these albums I'm about to show you. But anyways, now this next album is probably my favorite album like all time. It's great all the way through. Every song is amazing. They all connect, as in you can listen to the album all the way through, but at the same time they all tell a different story, even though the album is technically all about one thing and one man. It's about a story of one man. But anyways, that is Deloused in the Comatorium. And some people may think that this is like bootleg or something because of the cover I have, but actually this is the real album, as you can see. I just have it flipped. This is what they had on the official release, but the frontman of the band has actually said multiple times that this is the artwork that I believe they intended to use. This is what they wanted to use. I don't know what happened, but this is what he felt best represented the shit, the music. Why'd I say the shit? You know what I meant. And then the next album is Francis the Mute, Mars Volta's second album. Or is it their third? I think it's the second. Also dope all the way through. Dude, John Theodore, just best drummer, one of the best drummers in the world. I don't know if you could technically determine a best anything, but he's one of my favorites at least. Super phenomenal. My favorite in the band, I'd say. I don't know. They're all very good drummers, everybody who's been in this band. And then the next one is, I forgot to say also, dude. This album is the first one to the first Mars Volta album, and I think maybe the only one to introduce. It's only 5 songs long, but dude, it's at least I think an hour or something long, because of the songs, as you can see here, broken up into multiple parts, because of how long some of them are, and all of them are just fucking glorious. Just works of. That's how I see it, as a work of art. It's I feel that's how they're intended to be viewed and listened to. If you go into it, I guess, trying to experience some radio bullshit, you'll probably be upset. Anyways, tangent there. This one is Bedlam and Goliath. Great album. First album to feature Thomas Pridgen. Amazing drum work. Awesome all the way through. If I had to even pick a track on here that's my favorite, I guess I'd say Soothsayer. It's pretty dope. But Wax, I'm gonna butcher this. Wax Simulacra? Simulacra? I don't know. That's the first song I ever heard by them, and I must have been I'm 21 now. I must have been 12, 11 or 12 years old at the time. And I remember one of my friends at school brought me an MP3 player and showed me that song. And at the time, I did not like it. I was very into other things at the time. But it's so weird. Years later, I somehow came across them and decided to give them another chance and just fell in love with everything. It's all really great stuff, which is why I'm going to show you the next album, Octahedron. Also, the last album Thomas Pridgen was on. Fucking just amazing. Way more melodic than all their other albums, way more melancholy than all their other albums, but just very well orchestrated and well produced. And also one I don't have with me that I wish I did was their Noctourniquet album, their very last album. I believe it had D'Antoni Parks on drums. Amazing, like human computer basically. I don't know if you can even buy it on CD or vinyl anymore. It wasn't really too popular. I don't know if they made many pressings of any of them, but I'd love to get a copy. Anyways, this is what happened after, I guess. Well, maybe Bosnian Rainbows happened after, and then this. But this is what happened after the Mars Volta at some point. This is Omar's and Cedric's band with Dave. And then after that, I believe Dave left, and Travis Barker took his place. And that album never got made. Real disappointed. The second Antimask album, this is their debut. Great stuff. Their second album never got made, but the songs on it, man, I was checking out the live songs. Shit's dope, and it's such a disappointment it never got made. Anyways, now we're moving into Soul Coughing territory. If you don't know who Soul Coughing are, one of the best bands in the world. 4 dudes. Drummer, sampler, stand-up bass player, and this fucking, at the time, super lanky, skinny, tall, white dude who kind of does this like free spoken word poetry, singing, rap over it. Real dope stuff. But it also was from my childhood. I remember my parents listening to this when I was a young child, so I have a soft spot for it. But the first album, Ruby Room, arguably their most popular or their best by most Soul Coughing fan standards, but not in my opinion. Great songs on here though. Bust of Beelzebub is Chicago, Not Chicago, Sugar Free Jazz, Screenwriters Blues, one of my favorite songs, one of their best songs in my opinion, but still not my favorite Soul Coughing album. Irresistible Bliss has one of the most popular songs on it, Super Bon Bon, but also not my favorite Soul Coughing album. But once again, all these, listen to them all the way through, they're all fantastic. But my favorite Soul Coughing album is definitely this one, El Oso. Just super, man. You gotta, I don't know, you really have to listen to it a few times, and listen to each element of every musician's instrumentation, I guess is what I'm trying to say. They all just add layers of complex ideas and elements to the music that I don't know, it's just very interesting. You got to check it out. And I got it signed by the frontman. I saw him live at a house. Met him, pretty cool guy. And this is also one of his solo records, live at Ken's house. It's some live Soul Coughing covers with another band who does them very well. And he also signed this one for me. Now here is a Nirvana album and my personal favorite Nirvana album, Incesticide, dude. And if you haven't heard this shit, it is raw as fuck, dude. It's like biting into a frozen chicken breast. It's that raw. Um, like damn, man, some of the tracks on this are heavy and they're fucking hard hitting and make you want to drive fast and fucking they're dope. And if you haven't heard it, it's great. Technically, a lot of people don't consider it a Nirvana album, but it's kick ass. Got drummer from the Melvins plays on some of the tracks. Um, and then another one, probably my second favorite Nirvana album, In Utero. Same reason, raw as fuck. Way less commercial than Nevermind. I love Nevermind. I don't have it here though. But of course, some of the songs on here are just so fucking cryptic. I guess I don't know. They're very interesting. Love them though. And then of course, Unplugged in New York. What hasn't been said about this before? I guess one of the most fucking popular albums or concerts like on the planet. Everybody's seen it. Everybody started great shit. And then getting close to the end here, we got 311's Grassroots album. Great ass album. Some of the fucking musicianship on here is they're really underrated. I feel like, and they get a lot of flack for their newer albums because their sounds change, but I personally think it's for the better, and they're definitely expressing themselves honestly and truthfully and very positively, and I can't hate on that. I enjoy it. So, anyways, one of the most popular albums recorded when they were pretty young in a house somewhere in California, I believe. I can't remember. Anyways, getting jumbled up. Hair got caught there. This is 311's Blue album. Good. Arguably their most popular. Not my favorite. Has their most popular song on it, Down. Everybody fucking knows that one. Great though. Interesting artwork. I like the kind of theme of aliens there. So you can see it kind of broke apart. But yeah, anyways. And then last but not least, because I'll probably get to the second one over here in another video if anyone wants. This is 311 Stereolithic. I did have some of the songs posted on here with permission, but I took them down just because. And anyways, what I'm trying to say is that's how much I enjoyed the album that I wanted to share with other people. And yeah, I could just listen to it all the way through, man. The album art is some of my favorite. Super serene, beautiful, kind of cool looking. I just like the color scheme and the space theme, and yeah, it's cool how they integrated their name into the album title as well. And I'm telling you, some of the songs on here are very introspective. They helped me at a rough time through my life, and definitely helped me think from a different perspective about the things I was experiencing at the time. And some of the songs on here are actually references to older material that they have. Like, I don't have their album Music here, the 311 Music album. That's what it's called. But I think it's I believe it's Existential Hero, track 13 on here. It has a sample at the beginning of it that is from what's the song? I want to say Welcome. I think it's called Welcome. Yeah, I think that's what it's called. It's off of music though. Anyway, stuff like that. I've always thought it was super dope. I'm rambling now, and I'm drawing blanks all over the place and stumbling over my words, so I'm gonna stop this. If you've sat through this whole thing, thanks. I'll probably upload other shit at some point, especially with that drum kit back there. I don't know. I'm just getting used to this. So, anyways, deuces.